do this call uh, 5 days a week. And it's a little bit of training, a little bit of motivation, a little bit of different skill sets and things that you can utilize in your business and in your life. So we're very, very, very excited about this. So now let me go ahead and what I'm going to do. Okay, good morning. Good morning, Tanya. How are you? Good morning, Tara. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you? Kelly, Allison, Keith, Mr. Keith Williams. How you doing, sir? Uh, wasn't it great spending some time with you yesterday? We had a leadership talk here yesterday with it about 16 diamonds that came over my house. And then afterwards, we went to go have some Indian food, which was very delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk today about momentum. And I think it's something very relevant for every single one of us to talk about and to understand that this business is built off momentum. So the good news is momentum has an equation. There's a way for you to build momentum, and that's what we're going to go over today. And I think it's going to be a great training for you to really just get the concepts of what we're about to talk about, which are very powerful concepts. So let me go ahead and get this thing going for you. Fantastic. And let's go ahead and get this thing started. So building momentum. Let's talk about momentum. You want momentum in your business. This business is built off momentum, and momentum is looks pretty much kind of like this. And I want you to know one day we're going to be in an arena. We're going to have our first event. It's going to be November 1st and 2nd. For those of you that don't know about it, it's going to be in Anaheim, California, November 1st and 2nd. You can buy your ticket in your back office today, and it's a must to be there. I mean, you have to be there. So I don't know what you have to do, but it's a must. It's necessary for you to build momentum. It's necessary for you to be there to build this business at the highest levels. So, and of course, we're going to have about 1,300 people. So it'll be a sold out event for sure. But we still have tickets available for $99 for a 2-day event. But one day it's going to look like this. One day the event will look like this, where we're going to have a 25,000 people arena, and it's just going to be out of control, incredible. And in your team will have a section of this where you're going to have 500 people in your team, 1,000 people in your team. I want you to see this. I want you to visualize this because exactly what's going to happen. So when it comes to building momentum, I want you to look at two things: performance and behavior optimization. Perspective drives behavior. How you see your business, how you see yourself, drives the behavior of your organization. It drives the behavior of course, ourselves as well. And while identity as well drives behavior as well. So you have perspective drives performance, right? How you perform is based on your perspective, and identity drives behavior. So let's go into this concept real quick, because I think it's very important to look at this as we are going into talking about momentum. Your perspective is how you see the world. Your beliefs, your mindset, your attitudes, the influences how you approach your work, challenges, and opportunities. If you have a positive perspective, right, you're growth oriented. You're more resilient. You're more adaptable. You're leading. You're in high performance. You are you're in a place where you're able to make things happen. Okay. If you're a narrow perspective, yeah, you have a negative perspective. You can limit your potential and reduce your performance. I think this is very easy to understand for all of us. Uh, so your identity is how you see yourself, your self-concept. Who am I? This shapes your behavior. And I'm gonna read through this really quick because I want to get to the momentum part, and I'm gonna tie it in at the end. So what actions you take, what you believe you're capable of, and what you're willing to do, right? This is your identity, your self-concept of yourself. If you see yourself as a leader, you'll behave in ways consistent with leadership, taking initiative, empowering others, seeking solutions. If you identify yourself as someone is not cut out for this, your behavior reflects the hesitation and self-doubt. This is a good pause to do here and ask yourself, am I seeing myself as a leader? Or am I seeing myself as someone who's not cut out for this? I want you to know that I've been in this industry for quite some time now, and I can tell you that I don't care from what background you come from, you can be a leader in this industry. I've seen it. I've seen someone with similar situation, with similar lifestyle as yours, with a similar situation as yours, that has become very successful in this industry. And I believe that you can be that person too. So identity drives perspective. Identity and perspective of a builder that drives momentum. Let's talk about this really quick. So, what are some of the identities that I've seen that we've recognized in individuals who are driving momentum in their business? Here's number one. Number one, they take full responsibility. You know, leaders. I know this. Leaders that are momentum builders, momentum drivers, take responsibility. I mean, responsibility comes from two words: response and ability. Understanding that you know that at all any given moment you have your ability to respond. It's one of my favorite books that I've ever read, and I read it multiple times a year, or at least one time a year. I read it every single year. That book is A Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This is one of the most amazing books I've read, because Viktor Frankl, who was in the Holocaust, and he wrote the book a year after he left the Holocaust. The Holocaust at that time, there was a 3% survival rate in during that experience, and it was something that is horrific. The worst side of humanity came out there, and I could. One thing is that happened there in the Holocaust is that Viktor Frankl got to experience things from a he was like psychiatrist, and he got to experience things, and his perspective was very interesting to the way he analyzed camp life. And one of the things he said, they took everything away from me. They took my children, they took my wife, they took my titles, they took my clothes, they even shaved my hair. They took everything away from me. The one thing they couldn't take away from me was my ability to choose my response in this situation. He's called it the last human freedom. You have always you so you are responsible for everything in your life. You're responsible for things to come and for things that I have not yet that I have already happened in the past, because you can always respond. That these people that drive momentum, they are fired up about their opportunity. If you look at individuals that are driving momentum, they are fired up. I'm telling you, this business is 80% energy, 20% skills. You got to be fired up and excited about Vital Health, excited about what this can bring to your life, and excited to bring this into the marketplace. You got to be excited about your opportunity. These leaders that I know that drive momentum, they are servant leaders. They're one of the gentlemen that I can think of as servant leaders, Mr. Keith Williams. Mr. Keith Williams is a straight up servant leader, incredible leader. The secret to success was given to us 2,000 years ago when a carpenter in a mountain, top of the mountain, he says, "So whoever asks you to walk a mile, you go two with them." That's the secret to success. You go the extra mile for other people, and that's what servant leadership is. Go the extra mile. The people that I know that are their drive momentum, they have an intensity about them. I mean, if you meet some of these diamonds in person, you get to talk to them. You know, I can all the diamonds that I know are a little intense. I laugh at it, but it's true. It's so true. If you meet Brooke, she's a little intense. If you meet Carla or Kimberly, they're a little intense. If you meet Tara, she's a little intense. If you meet Keith, they're also a little intense. They all have this little intensity about them that is so good and so powerful when you go out there and you build something that is lasting. It's wonderful. Intensity is necessary. All right. Obviously, I'm not. You're not. You have to be self-aware with your intensity. That's also a skill set that they have as well, right? Like I'm not gonna if I have a 5-year-old son, I'm not gonna my 5-year-old son. I'm not gonna be intense with him. I'm soft and very gentle with him. But intensity, you turn up the intensity to drive momentum in your organization. It works, and it's something that is almost necessary. Uh, they also have an unwavering work ethic. These people that we know that drive momentum, they work. They don't just work from 9 to 5. They work from 8 to faint, because it's not work for them. It doesn't feel like work when you're serving other people. It doesn't feel like work. They also have They people that I know that are going out there and just driving momentum. They care for their health. They're understanding that if they don't take care of themselves, they cannot help other people. Mr. Keith Williams just got off of a 3 day fast, water fast. I think he went for almost 4 days, I believe. He went almost 4 day water fast. And he's constantly, and we're constantly, every time I talk to him, he's constantly doing something to improve his health, to just for so he can improve his performance and show up better as a better leader. These people, the leaders that drive momentum, they are vision casters. They are constantly talking about the future, constantly talking about what's coming. They don't just focus on situations, and they don't just focus on that. Hey, baby, how are you? Okay, meet since she wants she meet my little baby right here. This is Gracie, and she just happens to want to sit next to me for some reason. But you're a good girl. Ah. So these people, there are vision casters. They're constantly talking about what's to come. They're not focusing on obstacles. They're focusing on the possibilities of what to come, and they're talking about it to their team. Um, the people that drive momentum, they're always growing. They're in AM powers. They are reading books. They're constantly looking at how can I improve. They're looking at what they understand that they have a shadow, right? And they're constantly looking for ways to put light in that shadow. People that drive momentum also operate from a place of gratitude, understanding that, hey, man, I was just talking to this, and I don't want to bring this too low the vibration, but I'm broken. I was talking to Brooke yesterday, say, hey, I'm just so grateful, even just to be on this side of the world. On this another side of the world right now, that there's war, there's genocide happening, there's hunger, there's so much that is happening. You got to live in a state of gratitude, no matter what is happening in your life today. I promise you, and there's someone in a different country right now, this variable will trade places with you in a heartbeat, would take all your problems. Give me all your problems you have here in the States. Cool, I'll take them all. Just get me out of this where I'm at. So this is we gotta be grateful, my friends, that we are here, and there's so much to be grateful for. And we can the list can go list can is endless. And finally, the people that drive momentum, they trust themselves. They're constantly understanding that there's something within the kingdom of heaven is within them. There's a power in the self that they understand that hey, this is greater. The greater is He who lives within me than he who's in the world. So they understand that. So before you can have, you have to do. And before you can do, you have to become. This is about becoming. So become the leader that creates momentum. So let's talk about creating momentum. Here it is. Creating momentum is a very simple equation, actually. Massive exposures in a condensed time frame plus a system. That's the equation of momentum. You want to build momentum? Here's how you do it. You have a list. Let's say you create your list of 100 people, which we talk about in the system. You create a list of 100 people. Now, not 100 people, you can have, let's put it within the equation, massive exposure. So you want to expose that list within show as many people as possible in that list, show them the business in a condensed length of time, while then following a system. The system part's key. Okay. So you do that, and boom, like a like a match, and we're creating fire. Luna, Luna, estoy en el AM Power dándolo ahora mismo en vivo. Te llamo a ver cuando termine, ¿ok? Uh, okay, sorry. Here we go. And this is what happens when you get interrupted in the phone. And okay, give me a second, guys. Let me turn this on. Do not disturb my phone, because my phone will never stop. Pa, pa, pa. Let me fit. My slides went away, so let me find them. And we shall be back. There we go. See right here. Hope everybody's having a great night, a great morning. Okay. Okay, so that's creating momentum. Creating momentum, big list. You take that big list, you expose to the business as many people as possible in a condensed length of time while following a system. You're going to create momentum in your business. And you want to create momentum, by the way. This business is built off momentum. So, yes, it's very, 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 very important to do that. Okay. So that's number one, creating momentum. The next thing is now that you created momentum, which is the easiest thing in the world to create, now you have to advance your momentum. So it's not just enough to create it. You want to keep advancing it as well. And the key to advancing momentum is to identify the next leader who's willing to drive it forward, someone committed to massive exposures, moving fast, and compressing their activity into a short period of time. So in other words, to advance momentum, you got to find someone underneath with you that does the step one of creating momentum. Remember, it's duplication, right? This business is based on duplication. So you created momentum, you have your list, 100 people, you have 100 people, you can expose them either in a year or in a condensed length of time, in a week. That creates momentum, that speed of exposure in a condensed length of time, following a system. Now, to advance momentum, you have to then find someone underneath you who does the same thing as you. Very, very simple to understand. So, um, so here's a couple of things about advancing momentum, just to point out. Identifying the next leader that will create momentum. You can also increase your averages by increasing your percentages. Increasing leaders and percentage within your organization will also find the next minimum. I mean, I want more percentage in my business. I want you to become a percenter, and you want more percentage within your business. Rank advancing, right? That helps advance momentum as too, because it creates energy and excitement within the business. Paychecks flowing within the organization, success stories. All this is fuel and energy that's just fueling your business. Consistent training and support for your team. This is a couple of things that here that you wanna just some notes for you. Okay, consistent training and support. You need frequent follow-ups and help new partners get started fast. Right, celebrating and recognizing wins to keep energy high. Always looking for the next wave of new prospects and leaders. That's a reoccurring theme. Always finding the next leader within your organization. Affiliates for an affiliate in 24 hours. It's just a little skill set, little thing, right? So if I see Kim Parks here, Kim Parks gets started with me, and I ask him, hey Kim, who do you know that we can? She just got started today. I say, hey Kim, I want to start helping you build your business right away. We're gonna go through a launch training, but in the meantime, who do you know is that one person you want to talk to, that one person that you can think of? You always have that one person. And she says, well, I have Daniel from Washington. I was like, excellent. Put me on the phone with Daniel. Let's talk to Daniel. He puts me on the phone. I talk to Daniel. I show him the business. He gets started. That's an affiliate for an affiliate in 24 hours. That little skill set of doing that. Just that, who's that one person you can talk to right now? It's a great question to get people and get that one person from their list to go ahead and also now go one level deep within your organization. Launching people properly within 48 hours. Very key. Yes, Saturday we did a launching training that Mr. James Lenhart put together already within the system and getting started. So someone gets started in that, you have them watch that training. We say, hey, when it's you have an hour of your time. When do you have an hour we can launch your business? All day I have. Can you, how about tomorrow at 5? Excellent. At 5 o'clock, I want you to watch this. It's about an hour of your time, and let's get together afterwards so we can get going and we can get your business profitable and you can start making some money sharing these products. Then work with the newest, most excited person at the deepest level of your team. These are just little things that you can do. When you're build momentum, you want to find an excited person in the deepest level of your team as you're building, and you create fire from the bottom up. Remember, heat rises, so you create fire in the bottom, and it fuels your entire business out there. So this is an amazing strategy for all of you guys. And also big VHMs. What's big VHMs? That's big home meetings. Home meetings. I love home meetings. Vital health meeting or vital home meetings. I love them. Have them. Utilize them. and promote them. Now, after advancing momentum, now you want to sustain momentum. So we went from creating momentum, advancing momentum. Now we want to sustain it, right? So sustaining momentum, to keep momentum going, focus on building leadership and creating a strong culture within your organization. Culture sustains momentum. The culture is key to create a culture within your, and there's so much, and maybe we can do it next time I go in. I think I go on again, maybe next week or the following week. We'll talk about how to create a culture within your organization. The type of culture you want to create within your organization is very key, very, very important. Culture is almost everything, by the way. It's almost about everything. So sustaining momentum when it comes to uh, um, um, when it comes to culture and this, if you want to create a culture of leadership training, building leaders, a system, a communicated system that everyone can follow. Right, we have an incredible system. The system is only improving, by the way. The Boards app, you gotta be on the Boards app. But if you're in the next month, we're gonna have everything in the back office. It's gonna be amazing. A strong culture that supports growth, a community that feels like home. Culture. If I can tell you, your culture has to fall in three pillars, which is edification, unity, edification, and communication. Those are the three pillars of culture within your business that have to be strong. Then you have a community that feels like home, right? This is a great culture to have for people to come in. We were just talking about yesterday. I was here with the Diamonds, and the Diamonds were talking about, hey, listen, I think that one of the things they people were talking about the hotel meeting was like, and one of the Diamonds said the hotel meeting has to feel like when people come to a hotel meeting, they have to feel happy to be there, and they have to come to an environment where they're just joyful because everybody's there happy to see you. And when you're brand new and will go somewhere that is joyful, that is that that is exciting on top of that, and you see people winning, people smiling, it's a good deal. It's a good thing to smile, my friends. Smile more. That it feels like home. So it feels like a good home, at least a healthy home. Okay. Promoting events and attending events. These are essential for driving energy and duplication. I'll go again, November 1st and 2nd. Guys, make a commitment to be there November 1st and 2nd. Anaheim, California is going to be just off the chain. It's going to be an incredible, amazing training there. And lastly, let's talk about the last stage of momentum is multiplying momentum. We want to multiply now we created, we advanced it, we sustained it. Now we want to multiply it. And this stage is about multiplying your efforts by empowering many leaders to work with their own teams. Each leader must be following the stage 1, 2, 3, creating, advancing, and sustaining momentum. So now you have leaders that are also following the three stages, and you start multiplying. To multiply momentum, tap rooting for more leaders within a control action focused environment, going deep to find those ready to run. Tap rooting, what is a tap root? Well, a tap root is the root of a tree, right? The deeper the root of a tree, the harder it is to uproot that tree, isn't it? You've seen trees that are 100 years old. Their roots, who knows how long they go? I wouldn't know, but they go deep. And when you have a tree, the root that goes deep, you can't yank it out. That's what the tap rooting is. You keep finding leaders underneath leaders, underneath leaders, underneath leaders, and you keep working with leaders and creating that root just gets strong. Eventually, what ends up happening, a storm can come, a hurricane can come, and your business, that tree is built solid. You cannot be touched. You're gonna have a long-lasting business for the rest of your life that will continue to produce long after you stop working, which that sounds nice. How about stop working and that income still continues? That's what we're creating here. Helping each leader understand exactly what actions they need to take to hit their volume goals and advance to the next rank. I'm working with leaders in that way. So what do you So what do you do? What do you focus on every single day? Let's talk about that, what leaders focus on every single day. Number one, presenting the business and product to new people. In order for us to have a business, we got to create volume. No volume, no money. So creating volume comes from presenting the business and product to new people. That's what we do. That's at the rawest form. That's all that we do. We present the business to people so we can have more distribution points that we can then share the product and sell product to people that are changing people's lives. Our products are. So number one, presenting the business and product to new people. The next thing that we do is prospecting, online and offline. I mean, prospecting is constantly we constantly have to be prospecting for new business. Ranking up new business comes from constantly prospecting, and you can prospect online, offline, but constantly we're doing prospect, some level of prospecting. Yet also, it happens where prospecting awesome you know also happens where you're just working with prospecting and talking with uh well, let's talk let's I would say prospecting also has to do with building relationships within your prospects. I remember I one business line that I had. We that this business line was we were doing just from that business line almost 800,000 a month in sales, but it came from a man, a man that I have, which was an old friend of mine, but not really a friend, but it was an acquaintance of mine that I had not seen in 18 years. I saw him out in a Zumba studio. I say hi to him. We had lunch and we ended up connecting, and I ended up doing that relationship, and boom, it happened. In fact, what I was just talking about just now, Mr. Keith Williams, double diamond, and in our organization, 28-day double diamond in our organization, came from an individual in the gym. My wife Brooke was at the gym, and she met she met a guy, Kimon, who was a super nice guy, by the way. Owns a restaurant here, a barbecue joint here in Dallas. If you're in the Euless area, go to Kimon's Barbecue. Join. It's kind of you can enjoy it. Great barbecue. So we he met him at the gym. We became friends, and it was and then it just so happened that we got into business, and a year later, we when we after talking to him, and he got into business. And I don't know if Kimon's here or not. He's probably not, but in the call, but he didn't do anything, and he didn't do anything for like a year, actually, almost like, over a year, like a year and 2 months, 3 months. He didn't do anything, nothing, zero. But then he introduced us to one person, our friend Eric Eve. Eric Eve introduces to Eric Eve. Eric Eve, who's nearly about to go who diamond, introduces to Keith, and Keith got started. He went 28-day double diamond. Now get this, that was a cold mark. That was a cold prospect. Kimon was, and it took a year, over a year, and it took a year for him to get started, and he didn't do anything for another year. So I'm telling you, prospecting offline, online is key. Working with your team and building in depth, right? Launching new team members and training them is also what we do, what you're doing every single day, right? So very important. Getting new team members committed to the national or regional convention with purchase of a ticket. This is what we do too. So November 1st and 2nd, it must be. And last thing that we do is we do personal development. We grow, we work on ourselves. You want to work on your leadership every single day. Every single day, work on you, my friends. Every single day, work on your leadership and making it happen, guys. So guys, momentum is something that you want to create. Momentum is something you want to put into practice within your business and really get that momentum going for your business. I want momentum to spark within your business, and everybody, if you follow these principles, you can make it happen. You can make it happen in an amazing way, and have this results that we're all looking for. So, and especially within here within Vital Health, guys. So thank you very much, guys. This is it's 10:31. I got time just in time for everybody. So thank you very much for any time. Oh yeah, Kendall said if anybody, yeah, this is great. This is great thing. Say hey, any females in Anaheim, yeah, reach out to Kendall if you have any females that wants to book and share rooms. We have Miss Kim Kendall that it has a space for one female to work with that. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you all of you. Love every single one of you. Thank you very much for doing what you're doing and keep working hard and sharing this incredible vision that Vital Health represents. So big hug to you guys, and let's go out there and make it happen. Happy Monday. Let's go create momentum.